From the Aishin Broadcast Studio, it's the Executive Spotlight.
Welcome to the AutoSuccess Executive Spotlight. I'm your host, Brian Ankney. Today, our guest is Brett Nicholson from TheCRM. Welcome, Brett.
Brian, thanks for having me. Appreciate
you coming down.
Appreciate it.
Well, hey, let's get started with, why would a dealership want to use AI in their CRM?
Well, Brian, when you think about it, most dealers don't have a lead problem. Their sweet spot, what they're really good at is having the right inventory mix, the right pricing, the right marketing, the right merchandising. They know how to do that. That's where they live and breathe. Where they struggle with is when they get that lead. And how do they handle it? And when we talk to dealers, we find out that over 30 to 35% of all leads they feel don't get worked as well as they should.
Wow.
And that's really where a CRM with AI included can really help them engage the customer at a very fast pace, give the customer what they're looking for when they want it. And that's the key, is when do they want it? And that really helps them make sure all of those leads don't fall through the cracks. Imagine what a dealer's life looks like when 100% of leads are worked properly. How many more cars do they sell?
I mean, probably 35%, right?
Well, whatever their closing rate is, at least they're working that 35%, and they have an option to sell them. In some cases, they can't sell them. Whether it's we didn't respond to that lead or we responded to that lead too late and that customer went elsewhere. There's so many factors that go into it. But really, when we talk to dealers, lead response is the big one.
Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense. I mean, if with an AI, you've got, an AI that can respond to customers right now with most of the communications.
Exactly right.
Are you open on Sunday? What are your hours on Saturday? What's your address? Do you have this car in stock? I mean,
Absolutely.
the AI can answer all those, right?
It can answer every one of those. Absolutely. And in a timely manner, right when that customer wants that information. Again, after hours, if salesperson's not available, living their life as they should, this can be an assistant to them and answer those questions until that salesperson's able to get in touch with the customer and work their magic.
Well, let's shift gears and talk about types of CRMs.
Okay.
What is the difference between an activity-based and a task-based CRM?
Brian, that's a good question. Task-based is what everybody knows. It's what we've all grown up with. If this happens, you do this. When this happens, you do that. Not really taking into account the data that's come in, the conversations that have been had, what that customer might be looking for, when they're looking for it, right? Just when this happens, you do that. And in a lot of cases, you do that doesn't happen because maybe there's too much of that to do. Maybe I'm too busy working multiple deals and I forget to do a particular task or thing I'm responsible for. And that's where challenges come. In a lot of cases, salespeople get defeated, right? I've got too much to do. I'm either going to do it half-heartedly or I'm not going to do it at all. Or an activity-based CRM says, we're going to push up what's most engaged, what customers are engaging the most, which are most likely to lead to a sale now. And then we're going to work downstream from there. Okay, focus on what's most important, what's most critical at this moment, where the customer's most engaged, and then you work left to right, and you're working down to those customers being less responsive. A lot of cases, we'll tell a dealer, let your salespeople work with the customers and let AI work with the leads that are non-responsive or customers that were in your database at some point that you want to rekindle.
Yeah. So tell me, how can telephony and AI eliminate the hours of time that a salesperson spends every day entering information into the CRM?
Yeah, Brian, this is one where I think the industry has a lot of room to grow. With telephony, you capture every call, the entirety of the call. It's recorded, it's transcribed, it could be graded, right? From a dealership perspective, you could tell it, what do I want my salespeople to be saying and in what way do I want them to be saying it to give us the best chance of success, right? All while capturing it. Every text, every chat, all captured and kept within the phone record, kept within the record of that customer, right? That's very powerful stuff. Right now, I could have a conversation with you in a non-telephony CRM, and then I have to remember everything that we talked about. Imagine if we're talking about multiple cars, multiple payment type options, lease terms, you name it. It's a lot to remember. It's a lot to log. Oh, by the way, I have a customer at my desk ready to take a look at another car. That becomes very cumbersome. Where telephony takes care of itself, takes care of all that. And what's great is salespeople love it because they get to use their phone just as they do every day. There's no need for an app. They can pick it up, dial the customer, and every communication is recorded and kept. Same thing when the customer calls back in. And with the amount of turnover that dealers have today, when a salesperson decides they want to change careers or do something else, they're no longer losing a book of business because they take their Rolodex with them. The telephony will keep those customers in-house and you transfer it to a different salesperson or manager.
Wow. Well, talk to me a little bit more about how that works. So is a salesperson carrying a dealership phone and their own phone? Is it the same phone? How do we know that it's a customer call and not just them talking to their 10-year-old daughter?
Very good question. So it's their own phone. And what it is, they get a phone number that ports to their phone. Okay, so the customer will get what we call a direct connect line. And so they get a number that's on the salesperson's business card. When they call that number, that call is being recorded. If they text that number, that text is being recorded. It is funneling to the salesperson's phone, but it's not the actual salesperson's real phone number that they pay for with their carrier. So anybody calling in directly to their regular phone, it's not being recorded. We're not getting into personal stuff there. And it's the same for the customer. We give the customer, even though they give us their phone when they submit a lead, we give them their own number. So when the salesperson's reaching out to that, it's being recorded as well. So it's a two-way connection. You're getting both sides of the conversation. And it only works when those two numbers are being ported together.
So not only does the salesperson have it like a special number for the CRM, the salesperson is not dialing the customer's real number. They're dialing a number that the CRM gave them to reach that customer.
That's correct.
So your example about a guy leaving with a book of business,
That's right.
There's no chance.
They can't. In fact, so when that customer calls back, we've already has that number that they have saved in their phone ported to someone else. Wow. And then even though the salesperson may have those numbers, those direct connect numbers saved in their phone, because we shut off their line, they can't reach them. The connection won't work.
Wow.
Yes. So it saves a lot of heartburn for the dealers for sure.
Well, it sounds like this does a lot for the dealership, and it sounds like that salesperson is going to love it because it's going to save them a ton of time. I mean, nobody likes typing in long notes into a CRM, and now there's no need for that. But what about from the customer's perspective? How does it affect the customer's, vehicle shopping experience?
Well, what's great is every piece of information is kept, and it's not forgotten. There's no mistakes. Imagine we're on a conversation and you say to me, I could be there tomorrow at 10:30. Before we hang up that call, the AI set an appointment on my calendar at 10:30.
Wow.
The AI is sending you a reminder for your appointment at 10:30. It's sending me a reminder that I have an appointment at 10:30 as well, so that I don't get busy doing something else. And I'm going to be there when you're most likely to want to buy a car, right? That's a very powerful stuff. If that customer at any point in time communicates, whether it's text, chat, or email, aside from the phone, maybe they want to have some relevant conversation about what they've already talked about. Maybe I was looking at this particular unit at this rate, this term. I have a question on it. All that is kept. It's all kept. So the responses, even from AI, can be utilized. Or the salesperson has the ability to push a button and have it summarize the entire communication that they've had with that customer. So right away, it can tell you this customer is likely hot, moderate, cool to buy. The customer is waiting on something, not waiting on something, and then this is the last time we've reached out to them or had communication with them. So from a salesperson's perspective, you know exactly where that customer is at. From a manager's perspective, you know exactly where that customer is at, and everybody's winning in that world.
Wow. Well, I mean, the customer's experience is definitely going to improve because they're not going to have to repeat themselves nearly 100%. As much. But, I hadn't really thought about for a manager. Every manager is going to have a salesperson who gets in an accident, they catch the flu, whatever. That's right. And now you're scrambling trying to figure out about all those customers that you have no idea what's going on. So the manager's view is the same as the salesperson's view, and they can hit that summary button.
Absolutely.
And will it bubble up the ones that are most likely to buy for the manager too?
It can tell you, yes, it could, again, that's that activity base. It's saying these folks are most engaged. These are most likely to take it to the next step, right? And then in that summary, it will tell this is a very likely sale.
Wow. Because
of these factors that have happened up to this point.
Wow. So from a manager's perspective, it just, that takes the fear of, man, I need 10 more deals. It's the last day of the month and Brett's out sick. What's in his customer base, right? I gotta keep my job.
On the flip side of that, Brian, it actually will tell things that are at risk as well. Mm-hmm. So customer engagement is crucial. Customer's journey is their own. When they want information, they want it when they are ready for it. So AI can tell the dealership this customer's inbound communication, text, chat, phone, or email, and it's waiting for a response from a human. And it just sits there, right? Hey, listen, we're all busy. We have things to do. I can't do things right away. You can certainly have AI assist with that if you'd like. But it'll tell the manager and the salesperson, these customers are waiting for a response.
Oh, wow.
And it sits there all day long and it changes. As new communications come in and they've resolved other ones, it just continues to funnel them up. There's also the ability for AI to call attention to potential deals at risk need manager attention. Again, maybe they're waiting for trade figures. Maybe they're waiting for additional photos to make sure that's the exact vehicle they want. There's a lot of factors that go in what would make a customer at risk, but it just bubbles up. Hey, take a look. These customers are waiting for something, and do your best. That's where they're good at, right? Identifying, taking action, and then working.
So when you talk to salespeople that are using the system, what do they tell you that they like best?
The ease of use. I can use my phone. I don't have to go into an app. I can do everything from my phone if I want to. And I don't have to log anything. Now, you can still create your tasks. Hey, I want to do this tomorrow at this time. I'm going to do that. That's just something I want to do. Absolutely. Our 100% task-based. You can set it up. It's just very simple, like a Google Calendar, right? But that's minor. Everything else can be done. If I'm with my family after hours, I know that if my customers reach out, they're going to get a quality response. I'm going to get an alert to that response. If I want to work after hours, I can, because I'm going to get an alert. But at the same time, I could also let AI do the job. And AI will go communicate with the customer. As long as the customer's coming back and asking for more information, AI will continue to communicate. When that customer stops, AI will stop. If a salesperson steps in, AI will back out. AI wants to be an assistant, not necessarily the lead in most cases.
Wow. I mean, that is a big deal. I mean, when you're a salesperson and your customer calls, it's hard not to answer.
That's right.
But if you trust that AI, then maybe you just wait to see what the outcome of that first communication was. And if it does need your attention, then maybe you can, excuse yourself from dinner, but maybe you don't need to.
That's right.
And maybe a lot of times you don't need to.
And a lot of times that first engagement might not be the warmest, so to speak. Maybe they're just testing the water, right? And so let the AI work with the stuff that's just beginning. Let it bubble up what's hot and what's right now and what's most likely to lead to a sale, right? It really makes a salesperson in a dealership just much stronger with the resources they have. Resources are the most important thing they have. And anytime something is left undone, the first thing a dealer thinks about is, I could probably accomplish that with additional resources. There's a large expense to that, an extremely large expense to that, a lot of training that goes into it. And then what's the likelihood of it succeeding? Versus the key to AI is its consistency and its reliability. It's going to do exactly what you ask it to do every time it's supposed to. People sometimes look at AI and they want the wow factor. There's a ton of them, right? I'm on the phone with you and you actually set an appointment for me. That's a wow factor. But what's really the best thing about AI is its reliability and its consistency. And that's what customers want. And speed to engagement. I don't know about you, but when I get excited about buying something, it's like a right now thing. I'm not much of a shopper, but I'm a really good buyer. So when I'm ready to buy, it's like right now. And if I can't get a response right now, I'm going to try to find somebody that will. Brand and location loyalty are somewhat a thing of the past, unless they're treated the way they want to be treated, because you have options now. And that's the thing that we try to get across to the dealers that we talk to is you have to make sure you're giving the customer what they're looking for on their journey, because it is their journey. It's not your journey. Right?
Well, we've talked a lot about AI, and I kind of want to go beyond what the typical inbound AI that everybody in the car business is probably somewhat familiar with. Let's talk about outbound AI.
Yes.
Where's it useful? What's it doing? Absolutely. And how's it helping dealers?
This is another. So we talk to a lot of dealers about they feel lead leakage, leads falling through the cracks, you name it. That's really lead response. That's responsive. Customer coming in, coming out with an AI response back. That's responsive. But what about all the customers that we've called 10 times and they didn't take our call? On the 11th time, do you think your salesperson's really motivated to make that call?
Probably not.
With all the other calls that they have to make, with all the customers that are engaged, trying to buy a car today or within the very near future, they're either not motivated, what's their effort, or they're not doing it and telling you that they are. And don't forget, the only way you know is if your salesperson logs it in the CRM. So if they told you they forgot to log it, you trust that they did it, right? You don't have telephony to tell you that. So AI has no time restrictions. It could reach out to thousands of customers at the same time. So why not have AI do the drip campaign to reach out to those series of customers? And then take that into whatever data set you want to go after. Maybe you're looking at customers that are coming up on the end of their lease. I want to market to them. I want to be their next car that they buy, the dealership where they buy it from. Or maybe they're coming up on the term of their payment. Maybe they're almost paid off their car on the term of their financing. I want to talk to them. Are you interested in the market? AI can do that. via email, via text, via phone call.
So it's not. I mean, I was assuming that it's doing the emails and the text, but it'll actually also call them and talk to them about that.
Yes.
What kind of walk me through that? What does that sound like?
So it's an AI agent.
Yep.
Will certainly identify itself as such, but it has the ability to call the customer and have a complete engaging conversation. And you can direct what you want that conversation to be like. As the customer changes gears, the AI has the capability of changing gears as well. But what's most important? Do you want AI to call on leads that have come in? Do you want AI to call on leads that have not been responsive? Do you want AI to confirm service appointments, which we know is a critical factor for dealers? What do you want? What do you want AI to do? And it's never sick, never says no, and it has the same enthusiasm every time it makes the call.
Wow. So on the outbound call, like you brought up the lease, you're nearing your lease term. Would it just call and say, hey, congratulations, your lease is almost complete. We just wanted to let you know you have 3 payments remaining. We have lots of vehicles that we'd love to show you, or we maybe keep your payment near or similar, or is it kind of customizable where a dealership might be able to tell it, hey, I don't want to say same payment, or hey, I do want to say this, or you can kind of coach it.
I think that's one thing dealers really don't grasp, is that they have a ton of influence over what the AI can and can't do. Right? AI is a tool for them, right? It has settings. You have the ability to say, I want you to talk price, but when you talk price, only go this far. I don't want you to talk price. And once you have the restrictions or the guardrails on the AI, when those questions start coming in, they just guide the customer to the person that's going to answer those for them. That's a great question. Really smart. Appreciate it. Let me get you in touch with the person that can handle that for you. Can I get your name? Can I get your number? Right? Or I already have it. Would you like me to set an appointment for you? But if the dealer would like it to go further, it has the full skill set to do that.
Wow. No, that's impressive.
Yeah. And what you're doing is you're going to guide you're going to guide the system to make the calls that are specific to the criteria that you want. And it's just going to be mass amounts of outreach for that. And you can have multiple different outreaches going at the same time, reaching mass amounts of different customers.
Well, Brett, is there anything that we missed? Is there anything more you'd like to share with the audience today?
I think that we covered a lot of good stuff. I would tell folks that, to understand that AI is here. It's not something that's coming. And the dealers that take advantage and help their salespeople be more efficient, engage with the customers at a faster rate, they're going to want to be successful. They're going to sell more cars. And understand that AI it's pretty powerful stuff, but it's not this wow factor. It's really just a very consistent, very reliable, very helpful resource that can do all the things that we want to do, right? I'm a to-do list guy, right? I prioritize it. And at the end of the day, you're always really dragging, trying to get to those last few things in your list. And if they're not, you may push them to the next day. AI gets their to-do list done like that.
Wow.
And how, what's the impact overall on that?
Wow. Well, I mean, that's it. If you can cut anybody at a dealership's task list for the day in half, that's right, you're going to be their best friend.
Yep. And
especially if they're getting done right.
100%. And good things are coming. I mean, another thing to say is not all AI is created equal, Brian. So we've dealt with dealers. I just signed up with an AI tool before and it made a couple mistakes and I can't stand AI. Understand that some AI tools have been around longer and worked out bugs. Some are coming to market newer. They've got some bugs to work out. That's just how it works, right? The system gets better every time it experiences something, right? So whatever experience you may have had doesn't mean that it's the same across all platforms, right? And make sure if you're looking at AI, into AI, that it's fully integrated. You could add AI and do some of the things that we talked about, but if it doesn't talk back to your CRM for record keeping and able to be utilizing that data moving forward, it's not that relevant to you because it's just going to happen that moment. But then what when you need to follow up? Those are a couple factors I would say to just kind of guide folks. And future's bright. We talked a little bit about campaigning and outreach. Not too far distant future, imagine just having automated follow-up from AI, not having to set the criteria. The AI does it on its own.
So it's just going to watch your customer base based on rules you've set and
just naturally follow up with all the cadences.
Right.
We're not there yet, but we're not far.
Wow. So it's just going to know that I want everybody that's got a lease that's coming up in 6 months to start reaching out, and everybody that declined a service, and every service appointment I want to get confirmed, and it's just going to have a set of rules that go across. And instead of building campaigns, it's just going to say, these are the things that Brian wants done, and I'm going to do them.
It's just going to do it naturally. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the goal. And it's not far away. The improvements each day in AI, that's the wow factor. That's really where you step back and say, wow. Literally, you say, wow. So It is a lot of great things coming. And, really what we're trying to do is trying to teach the AI, or have the AI have the capability of doing a full sale at some point, right? We're not in the market to replace people, but you have to teach it to be able to do those things so that wherever the dealer wants to institute it, it's capable of doing exactly what the dealer wants at that time. We're very excited about where things are going. And look, the industry's got a lot of great offerings as well. So I'm excited to hear how people come back from NADA. We know that's probably mission number one is AI in our store. And I'll give dealers credit. When we talk to them, they're certainly curious. Whether they have made a decision or not, they're starting to get curious. They're asking a lot of great questions. They're starting to give it thought. How can it help my dealership and help my team? And so, they got their eyes open. We know that.
Nice. Well, thank you for coming in today.
My God, my pleasure. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you. And thank you for taking the time to join us for this AutoSuccess Executive Spotlight. I'm your host, Brian Ankney. Today, our guest has been Brett Nicholson from TheCRM. We hope to see you again on a future episode. This one's Over the Curb and Burning Gas.